Пред да започнеме со дискусија, јас би сакал да кажам дека прашањето за употребата на локалните јазици, во нашиот случај на македонскиот јазик, практично минува една крива која што е двогрба. Односно, од почетокот, кога сите сакавме да објавуваме на македонски јазик, тоа е 70-тите, 60-тите, почнавме да размислуваме дека никој не разбира, никој не чита, никој не цитира и никој не го употребува нашиот јазик, не само како јазик, туку како научни факти, и почнавме полека да применуваме она што е светски стандард, англискиот јазик, да зборуваме, да пишуваме, да изнесуваме, да објавуваме, да создаваме списанија. Видовте колку многу, најголемиот дел од нив се на англиски јазик, и одеднаш дојде технологијата која рече, па во ред, не мора само да се пишува или да се објавува или да се цитира на англиски јазик, може и на локалните јазици. И сега сме во другата фаза, кога ние гледаме дека да се зборува, да се пишува, да се објавува, да се создава, да се цитира на локалниот јазик не е хендикеп, туку е технолошки недостаток. Значи, треба ние да го надминеме овој дел. Мислам дека сите учесници кои што денес зедоа збор, од колешката Катарина и останатите од нашата република, заедно со колегата Никола Стиков од Канада, практично ни покажаа дека таква надеж постои. Само ние треба да ја канализираме, да ја организираме и да ја реализираме. Но тоа не може да го направиме само ние. Општеството, кое што е задолжено ова да го направи, согласно Хелсиншката декларација, треба да ни пружи и рака, и разбирање, и финансии, и многу други погодности за да овој систем функционира. Повелете, отварам дискусија.
I don't know, maybe I was the first one, maybe I can start a discussion. In Croatia, we are lucky because the state recognizes the importance of the language, and we have a platform for journal. We have not everything is financed. For example, we have only partially financing DOI for smaller institutions like mine who cannot pay, or there is no point in paying monthly fee for DOI because we don't produce that many objects that need DOI identifier. So we are kind of limited in certain ways, but when I hear what you are facing, the problems you are facing, I think that we are well off. Let's say there is not enough money. Our journals, we are not professional editors. We only have one person that is working on the layout, and the translation, language proofreading is financed separately. So a lot of our hours of our free time is invested in editorial work, but we still think that it is important. It is very important for our language also to be visible and to be used in the scientific publishing. And this is why we are making a huge effort. I agree with colleague Trajkovski. There is a problem with the new generations of young researchers that are very focused on their academic life, and they simply don't have time or don't want to make time for this additional work. If there would be professional places for editorial work, they will probably do it, but not as additional burden to their academic work or life. This is understandable on one side. This is understandable because there is a huge pressure of producing high level science, mobility, go out. But the problem is when you go out and you try to come back, you don't have the place to come back to. And this is a lot more complicated situation for our local languages or local communities than for some bigger languages or nations or states or whatever you want to call. So that's it.
Okay, thank you very much for your comments. Anybody else?
I think there was
Sorry.
there was one question in the chat at the beginning asking if publishing in two languages, if this is not plagiarism or auto-plagiarism or something like this, how to negotiate this?
Yes, our colleague Gordana Ristovska asked that question. I answered to her because she was pressed to leave the conference because of the other obligations, but it is very important to comment this question. The publication in other languages than English is not only technical issue, but it's also the question of ethical issue. Whether the other language than English is new scientific information or it is plagiarized or, let me say, duplicated information. I have to say that after all these years of my publishing activities, there are mainly two opinions about this issue. If we analyze who will use this information and who will benefit of the information, then the publication in more languages or other languages than English is quality, or it is not plagiarism. It is only bigger availability and use of the information in other language if they do not understand English language. And the second one is that the scientific information in universal, it should be unique in the world, irrespective of the local languages, and it should be treated as self-plagiarism. But I know that the academic community, even those days, is divided and almost half and a half people are on one or the another side. According to my opinion, if the author is not counting twice the scientific paper in other languages than English, then it is not ethical problem. The problem should be if the calculation of his or her papers should be taken in account with other languages than English. It is my opinion. Okay. Vladimir, you wanted to say something?
Yes, just a little bit. Thank you for giving me opportunity. Okay, I will speak on English, even it is not my mother tongue. It is a big issue. Publishing. I mentioned in my presentation, but now on English I will repeat some, and I will go a little bit broaden. For example, I will give from one speech on our editorial board meeting since 2005. And when I raised the issue about English, from the older professors sorry, Professor Spiroski, it is not regarding you, but other professors on our institute have a big and large limitation to understand English language, for example, and they give me a little obstruction of that idea. Also, they said that older special educators and rehabilitators will not understand the English language, why we are doing that. And my answer was, if we want to stay only as a national journal, then we should not go on English. Only stay on Macedonian with short abstract on English if possible. But I have lucky in that time they agreed finally after a long conversation. They agreed, and now after that, as I mentioned, we have big problems with English translators who were not well experienced in that time, 20 years ago and more, in special education terms or rehabilitation terms, and sometimes for a native English speaker it was problematic to understand what is translated into English. From the other side, we should take care about our Macedonian language. It belongs to a small group of Slavic languages, and I think that it will stay a great dilemma to publish on a parallel system on Macedonian and English, or to transfer in the near future only on English language if we want to be more internationally recognized, to be more cited, and to have more impact on our journals. For now, thank you. That's.
Thank you very much, Vladimir. I had the similar, if not identical, opinion in the past. But now, when I am looking at the websites, at the WordPress plugins, at the OJS plugins, and many others, I can see that it is not necessary to publish in different languages, but it is necessary to install options for reading the identical material in different languages. So the things are now somehow changed. I don't know how long it will take for the scientific journals, but anyhow, in the technology that we discuss about Nikola Stikov today, it is possible to transcribe Macedonian and later want to translate to another languages. So we shall wait a little bit. It is very, very peculiar time for scientific publishing. We will see how it will grow up in the next few years. Anybody else?
Моето прашање, она што го спомнав околу дилемите со македонскиот Хералд, околу објавувањето на статиите, македонски, англиски, дали посебни да видат на едната, посебни на другото, е токму она што го спомнавме пред малку. Идејата дека се што не е англиски е апокривно, дека треба да се, значи велам повторно се враќаме ние на средниот век, дека само латинскиот јазик е прифатливиот, дека сето друго треба да се санкционира. Дури ова, ако едната статија, ако ги двоиме на македонски и на англиски, прашањето дали треба да имате еден низ до и број или треба да има два до и броја, затоа што практично, реално, ако ги двоиме, тоа се две статии. Технички земено, ама тогаш, ако одиме со идејата дека тоа би било тотален плагиаризам, селф-плагиаризам, концепт кој што јас го разбирам само од економската гледна точка на журналите и на индустријата на публикување. затоа што практично не станува збор за намерно правење публикации за зголемување на, можеби некој тоа го користи, но во секој случај тоа е политика на обесхрабрување на двојазичноста. Практично, ако некој го обвинат зашто истата статија има на два јазика и тоа има, како се вика, последици по неговата кариера, избор или било што, тоа е апсолутно обесхрабрување на се во ова што ние го правиме сега тука.
Благодарам, Јован. Во тоа е и дилемата. Значи, порано кога ние сакавме да направиме што поквалитетен научен труд, научно списание на немакедонски, значи на јазик кој што е англиски, кој што е разбирлив за сите, сега влегуваме во период во кој што е обратно. Значи, ние треба сега од етички аспект или да објавиме и за едната категорија на луѓе, и за другата, или да објавиме нешто кое што би можело технологијата, вештачката интелигенција, еве го имаме Google Translation, го имаме, еве гледаме плагини кои што на сите досега светски јазици во кои што има автоматско преведување, тоа го возможуваат, OJS, PKP проектите што Иво ги изнесе и многу други заправо овозможуваат објавување и или само на локалните јазици. Моето размислување е дека можеби ако тоа технолошки не биде толку многу скапо, а биде квалитетно, објавувањето на повеќе јазици е решение за овој проблем, но не сум многу сигурен, ќе видим. Повелете.
Еве јас,
Ако нема
не ме гледате, не ме го видовте крнав рака, но ајде ќе си земам сам.
Добро, повели.
Еднаш накусо. Се надам дека ќе разбере колешката Катарина Ботич. Се ова е одлично и се е супер, но иако делува банално и го говорам често на вакви вебинари и средби, семинари, без финансиска подршка од Министерството за образование и наука или Министерството за култура, како што беше спомнато од претходните дискутанти, мислам дека нашиот напредок ќе биде како движење на желка во шума. Значи, не можеме да очекуваме голем напредок без финансиска инјекција од ресорните министерства. Тоа ќе талкаме во место. Јас, колегата Стиков, убаво се снашол, рече дека од 97 во Америка. Јас, како што професор Спироски, вие спомнавте, во последните 4 години водам списание од Словенија, што е малку поразително за мојот институт матичен, за мојот факултет, па и за УКИМ би рекол во целина. Земам многу поголем хонорар, иако тоа никош не ми било мотив, бидејќи сум работел и за 0 денари во редакција, како помлад, така што, а не би сакал да е така, да сите ние бараме локус резистенције минорис и да бараме во странство решенија за она што го сакаме многу, а очигледно го сакаме, што сме тука без никаква материјална надомест, а тоа е academic publishing или scientific publishing. Благодарам.
Добро, благодарам за коментарот. Некој друг?
Maybe I should say that we are working pro bono. We are not receiving any fee for our editorial work. And okay, there are different models. I should say that there are different models. Depends on the if this is scientific publishing on the universities or the faculties. This is a different model. And in Croatia, institutes are in separate from the academy or from the university. So we are independent entities under the Ministry of Science, and we struggle in different ways.
Yeah.
The financial part is extremely important, especially because of the hosting and permanently keeping online published papers. We have two journals with two different models. One is online and print version, and the other one, the younger one, is just the online. We were printing it, first 8 numbers, but we ran out of finances. So this is also important. For us, it is also important because printed versions go for interlibrary exchange, which brings us publications that we cannot afford. Not only journals, but also the monographs and any other scientific publishing. And this is also one of the ways how we have to struggle with the finances, because shipping is costly. It's sometimes more costly than publishing itself. So yeah, finances are extremely important. I just wanted to comment a little bit about the use of IE. It can create a problem if it's not. We know that in translation, it loses a lot, sometimes a lot of meaning. Translation loses the original language meaning. There are specific terms, as I said, there are specific terms that I may be trained to use, but I think that we are still not in the place where this can work independently without human control. Otherwise, we will have a lot of chaos in the papers. For the moment, it is rapidly changing. In which direction we shall see. But initiative as Botic, I think this is a good start, because it is controlled. It is constantly monitored and trained and controlled. This is one thing. What we see in general, okay, this is free online, let's use it. That is a problem. For now, that is a huge problem. And we also discussed a lot about peer review process as well. Who's going to do the peer review, human or artificial intelligence? So there, as Professor Spiroski said, those are really uncertain times we are living in at the moment.
Thank you very much, Katarina.
We
are in very very interesting period of time. We will see how the things will going on, because if our language transcribed with a big quality, and later on, if we can translate with a bigger quality, then it is half of the solution how to solve the communication between English and other languages than English. It is my opinion, but it is not now. It should be probably in the future. Okay. Are there any other?
I want to ask something the colleague Katarina. She said that she works pro bono editorial work load. Yes? Am I right? Congratulations for that. In former times in Macedonia, especially on the medical faculty, Professor Spiroski also leads some journals and pro bono. It was in the 80s, 90s. Also, I worked in my first journal as a younger editorial assistant, then deputy editor-in-chief. But because after that, it was my intention to our dean in that time, when I became editor-in-chief, to ask for little money, because our salaries here in Macedonia are very low. So and the workload is huge. So for example, in that time I worked one issue, I'm ashamed to say, but for less than 100 euro 6 months. It's not a big amount of money. Please don't understand me wrong. We don't earn, but we want here that editorial position or secretary position to be valued with small amount of money, but to be valued. I don't know how it's Christian, but I congratulate you if you don't earn money probably your salary is so big and you don't need to get extra honorarium for your editorial position. Thank you.
Well, we did get the raise this year, but for a very long time we had a very low pay. This is not the problem. Is that we don't have specific funds we can draw from for this kind of work. That is the problem. Not the fact that I don't get it or I don't want to get it or whatever. It is just that we didn't have specific funds for this. So I don't know if we changed the system of financing in science this year. We are still trying to find a way what we can finance and what we can't finance. But in the past or in some institutions, there are specific positions for editors. They are paid to do editorial work, and they do just this. I'm firstly scientist, and then everything else. So, yeah, it is a kind of a lot of hard burden, but this is probably my personal mission to see our journals to show that small institutions and small journals can get very far. The same thing you did also. We are not counting every database that we are in, but we are in the Scopus and we are in the Web of Science, which are the top, for the moment, the top databases. So this didn't come overnight. This is years and years and years of hard work and constant improve on quality. So yeah, that is important. What we do get paid, or what we have finances for, is definitely the language proofreading and translation, which is extremely important. Of course, this is the English side. For other languages, sometimes we do have professionals doing it. Sometimes we ask authors to find the proofreaders themselves if the languages are not standard languages that we can find translators from in Croatia. So, but we are still fighting. We are fighting for this bilingual form because it is extremely important. So, I hope I answered your question and your comment.
Okay, thank you very much. As I know, we are approaching at the end of the webinar because it is limited to 1 p.m. Thank you very much to all participants for the today webinar, to the Secretary of European Association of Scientific Editors, Mary, to the panelists and to the followers. And because this is end of this year, I would like to congratulate the new 2025 and to congratulate holidays around it before and after, depending on the religion. But anyhow, I would like to wish you health, love for you and for your families, and loved in your lives. Thank you very much to all of you.
Thank you very much. All the best for you too. Bye-bye.
Stay safe and all the best. See you.
See you.